Hey everyone!
Hello!
Brandon, where are we at and what are we doing in our very first video of 2025?
I guess this is our first video of the new year, 2025. We are now a quarter of a century into the 2000s, everyone. But we are at home and we are doing a list in no particular order, I just want to say. And we both might have a different list of our top 10 with a few honorable mentions, but our top 10 must-do dining locations on Disney World property.
Yep, we did a video like this at the end of 2023. You all really loved that, so we thought that this would be a great time to update that list, share some new things that maybe have opened or things that have changed at Disney.
There's some changes.
Yeah, so we thought that that might be helpful as you're planning your trips in 2025 or beyond, places that you might want to consider, especially if you are gluten-free like me. I have celiac disease. I also limit dairy, and then Brandon, who has food allergies.
Many food allergies.
All the food allergies.
All the food allergies. No.
If you would like to see a list of them, we do have them in the description.
Now, there may have been a hard cut right there very early on in our video because our cat Cactus, who, if you've seen any of our Patreon live streams or even our other videos like this, he sometimes appears. And he appeared, so we may have had to cut him out. Anyway, Sarah, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so check our description if you want to see more about Brandon's food allergies. But with that, want to just dive into the list?
I do, and yeah, these are like, I think either I said it or Sarah said it, no particular order, except I do have a number one, so I'm going to save that for last, unless Sarah brings it up first. We have not compared our lists with each other, but we probably have some big similarities on them. Maybe a couple differences, but Sarah, what's, when I say number one, this is not the number one, just your number one right now.
Yeah, so the first one on my list is a place that we have grown to love. It is a table service restaurant that is at a resort. We both say that this place is kind of a hidden gem because it's someplace that has a great price point, has a ton of gluten-free and allergy-friendly options, and really the whole menu is very allergy-friendly, and that is Sebastian's Bistro at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. It is so good. So one of the things that I love is the food, like I said, is so allergy friendly. They recently had a refurbishment or an update to the menu, and I think they really plussed it up. So many great options. Literally almost everything on the menu is gluten-free and dairy-free automatically. They've been great with Brandon's allergies. You've been able to get things that are safe for you that may have needed some modification. I love kind of that Caribbean Latin vibe in terms of the food. The theme is great. And even the fussiest of eaters, I think, would really enjoy Sebastian's Bistro.
Absolutely. It's in our fairly recent video on it, which might be linked below or it's on our channel. We took Papa Randy. Again, if you're new to the channel, you may not know Papa Randy and Mama Joy, but just get used to hearing their names. But we took Papa Randy. He called it a hidden gem. He loved it. I love it. Sarah loves it. Chefs there are incredible. Servers there are incredible. The food is incredible. It might have, in the last 2-3 times we went, the best pulled pork on property. Right now, as of this filming, you're not going to beat Sebastian's Bistro for pulled pork. Yeah,
and also even things like tofu. They have an entire plant-based version of the menu. So if you are dairy-free, vegan, or vegetarian, there's a ton of options. Your dad was like very dubious about the jerk tofu that we got. We were like, no, trust us, it's so good. And he tried it and he was like, I'm eating tofu.
He's eating tofu.
And I love it.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Great desserts. Great, just everything. Anything about the dessert really quick? And then I know we're going to move on.
Yeah, they have a lot of different options. So if you do go there, ask. What's on the menu isn't the only thing that's available. They do have a bunch of other stuff. But the chefs there are really fantastic. So you'll be really well set up. And again, for the price point, I think it's a real bargain, especially if you have family with you, your kiddos. It can be pricey at Disney. And so this is a great sort of all-you-can-eat. They don't really quite advertise it as all-you-can-eat, but they will bring you tons of food and bring you refills on stuff. And it's family style. If you have a special diet, they'll make your own plate if they need to. But it's a great bargain, I think, for what you get in terms of the quality and the value.
Yeah, absolutely love it. And oddly enough, behind the scenes stuff, it wasn't on my list I'm looking down at that I printed out. I have paper here in front of me. I only have 9 things on my list because I barely remember any of the restaurant names at Disney. So she's the brains behind everything. If you're not new to this channel, You all know that. If you are, bzz, that's the brain right there.
And if you hear us do an intro where I'm like, Brandon, where are we at and what are we doing? It's real.
It's real.
He doesn't know where we're at or what we're doing.
Yeah, I typically get confused sometimes, everyone. But all right, so Sebastian's Bistro at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. All right, awesome. I'm going to move on to my first. Again, this is not in any particular order. I'm going to go to Yak Yeti at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Absolutely awesome. Animal Kingdom, right? Yeah, Disney's Animal Kingdom, everyone. DAK, as everyone calls it, if you're in the know, DAK. Yak Yeti is not run by Disney, right?
Correct.
It is owned by Landry's, and it's incredible. Sarah, take it away, because I don't know what to say.
So, like Brandon said, it is a third-party operated restaurant in the theme park. It is a table service restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
It is a Landry's operated restaurant. So if you have the Landry's Select Club, which we highly recommend.
Highly recommend. Not sponsored right now. Hashtag, we should be sponsors. So Landry's, if you're out there and you're watching this video, you can sponsor us.
Oh boy. Well, it is a great option. You get lots of bargains for it.
Yep.
We really enjoy that just for the priority seating. So if you don't have a reservation, that's a great bonus, number one. But then the food itself is great, and the gluten-free and allergy-friendly options are really nice. It is kind of a pan-Asian style menu. So if you like kind of that style flavors, you're really going to like it. I have always found that the chefs there have been really great.
Yeah.
They do have a kind of a gluten-sensitive allergen menu, but a lot of the things that are listed on it may or may not be safe if you have celiac disease, like the fries are made in a shared fryer. So I always recommend you talk to a chef there, but we have had great luck. We have found the portions to be very sizable for the price point, and also Brendan loves all things noodles.
Yeah, and they go above and beyond there because, again, as of right now, they have noodle dishes for shrimp and chicken, correct?
And a vegetarian.
I can't have chicken and I can't have shrimp, sadly. So they are more than happy. Again, it's not on the menu, but you should ask. Again, be your own advocate, as we always say. They have always been more than happy to make a steak noodle bowl.
Yeah, and also because Brandon is allergic to fish and shellfish, most of the sauces that are the standard sauces on the menu contain fish and shellfish. So they usually do gluten-free options for him, which has been great. But they've been very customizable. So I would encourage you, if you do see that menu, which we have on our website, you can always go and talk to a chef as well when you're there.
Absolutely.
But we have really had great luck there, and it has been a place that we will go to a lot when we go to Animal Kingdom.
And also, this list is not just about strictly the food or anything. Remember, you're on Disney property, so they are upcharging. So you are paying for the experience and the location and the theming and everything. And we both love the theming at Yak Yeti. You could go in there just to take photos. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. They do have great theming in there too, which is really nice. So I guess I'll do another one on my list. Mine is actually a new one. And if you go back to our channel recently, we have a video out on it because we just discovered it. It just opened recently.
Oh.
And it's one that I'm really looking forward to continuing to eat at and trying different dishes in 2025. And that is the newly opened Wailulu Bar and Grill at the...
Oh, that's on your list.
Yeah, at the new Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. I was blown away by the food quality that we got there. The gluten-free and dairy-free short rib loco moco.
Oh, yeah, listen.
Amazing. Yeah. Dessert, incredible. Everything was just top-notch. The chef was really wonderful there. And there's just a lot of other additional things on the menu that I would like to go back and try that are gluten-free and allergy-friendly. And you cannot beat the view to see fireworks. So if that is something you want, you got to do it there.
Yeah.
It is such a spectacular space to sit and watch fireworks.
Yeah, we just did a video on it, so it'll be in a playlist or on our channel. But that Loco Moco is one of the best food items on Disney property. I don't have an order for anything. I do. But it'd be in the top 10 or 15 for all of Disney property for like a single item. Just a single item on its own. That Loco Moco is delicious. If you're there when they're doing fireworks at Magic Kingdom, the lights get dark, they pump the music in, and we were sitting inside and we still had a great view. But we didn't know, again, we didn't go expecting fireworks. But sitting outside would have been even more amazing. It was a nice day when we went. So if you go on a nice day, and you care about fireworks. You're getting great food, great service, great location, and great fireworks.
Mm-hmm. And one thing to know is this location does not take reservations. So it's very similar to Geyser Point or Three Bridges Bar and Grill. It's sort of this bar lounge. Yes, it does have table service options there, but you have to do walk-up. So time that if you are planning to do that, plan it accordingly. But we really enjoyed it, and it's the place I'm most looking forward to going back to.
Yep.
And I have friends who have been multiple times and said everything continues to be consistently good.
Awesome. So we're going to move on quickly, everyone. I'm going to go to, I'm looking at my list, looking down here. Let's go to a quick service at, let's stick with Animal Kingdom because I just said Yak Yeti. Let's go to Satu'li Canteen in Avatar Land, or what's it actually called?
Pandora.
Pandora, the world of Avatar. I'm sorry, everyone. But we'll call it Avatar Land. But Satu'li Canteen is an amazing quick service location where at least Sarah and I, every single time we've gone, we have been so lucky for amazing managers and chefs there and everything. And just amazing bowls and amazing, they have amazing tofu there too. Don't they? The tofu topping.
They do. The crispy tofu is, I think, both our favorite entree protein that they put in the bowls. Like, that's the thing I think we both like the most, is that there's so much customization at Satu'li Canteen. So there's something for everybody. You can have whatever flavors you're in the mood for, and it feels a little bit more healthful, but also really filling too. And it's just something different than burgers and fries for a quick service, which I really like. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's about it about that, right? Other than the theming is incredible. You are inside a James Cameron movie, everyone. Avatar 1 and Avatar Way of Water, or Way of the Water. I forget what it's called, but highest grossing films of all time, and you get to go be inside those movies for a little bit and eat their food on Pandora.
Eat like a Navi.
Eat like a Navi.
But I would say if you go there and maybe you have questions, that is always a place that you can ask to speak to a coordinator, and they will go through some of the ingredients with you. We do that a lot with Brandon at that location. So don't feel that you have to only get the things that are on the menu in terms of the way they're listed. If you have questions, or if you have especially allergies that are outside of what's listed, or maybe multiple allergies, it's always a good good reason to talk to somebody so that you can get the things that you need. But we have found it to be super flexible and very customizable.
Yeah, flexible, delicious, great theming, and again, every time we've gone, and I do mean every time, the managers or coordinators and the chefs themselves have, for us, gone above and beyond. Just an amazing location. I brought it up, but I'm gonna echo everything Sarah said because, again, Sarah's the brains, but great theming, great food, great cast members there, just an incredible location that we both thoroughly enjoy going to every time we do go there, and we go to the world of Pandora on a different planet, or a moon. It's a moon, right? I don't know.
Oh boy.
I know a lot about Star Wars. I love the Avatar films, but I don't know a lot about the Avatar films.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
moving on.
Moving on. So,
it is a delicious place. Definitely go there. Don't sleep on the crispy tofu. It's
do
delicious.
not sleep on it.
So I'm going to go to another option. I am going to, I guess, stay with the quick service theme and a theme park. And I'm going to move us to Epcot. And we're going to go to Regal Eagle Smokehouse. The reason I like to say this one is because, one, it is not your standard burgers and fries. Two, there's Muppets involved, and Muppets are everything. And then three, the food is just delicious and also very gluten-free and allergy-friendly. Where else are you going to get gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan garlic toast?
That's true.
But Regal
and
Eagle.
It's delicious. Regal Eagle's incredible. Again, I said it at the very beginning of the video, but as of this filming, of course, Disney's getting rid of a lot of the Muppet stuff. Sadly. Don't get rid of Regal Eagle, though, because Sam Eagle is incredible. His restaurant is incredible. The Muppets are incredible. The food here is so good. Just the theming of it. It's in, did we say where it was at? It was at Epcot American Adventure Pavilion, right? Really good. I would also, once you're done eating in there, spend a little bit of time in there and just look around. There are Muppet references, American history references. It's just, leave it at that. But really good. We've had good cast members there a lot. I'm trying to think of anything else.
And the food is great.
The food is great.
I love that they have lots of different barbecue options, lots of, kind of mix and match, but also a lot of things that are gluten-free, dairy-free, and even plant-based. They have plant-based burgers there. Even the coleslaw is gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan. So they have a lot of things that are just naturally made to be allergy-friendly and special diets friendly. So I really love that because then it takes a lot of the extra work out for us and for the kitchen to have to make additional items or try to navigate additional items. So it's always a really solid bet, and it's one that I don't think we've ever had a bad meal there.
Never.
And it's a good, solid go-to.
Yeah. We go when we can, especially if we're just passing by or something like that, and we're like, oh, we're hungry. Let's step in there. Really good, and yeah, it wasn't on my list, but maybe it should have been. But Regal Eagle Smokehouse is what it's actually called, the whole title. And Sam Eagle and the Muppets are amazing. Disney, keep your Muppet theming going.
And Regal Eagle is a salute to all things,
but
mostly barbecue.
Mostly barbecue. All right. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's stay in Epcot. Can we stay in Epcot? This is not going to make Sarah's list. It probably wouldn't make anyone's list watching this, but it made my list. We're going to go with Space 220. An absolutely amazing dining location. We've been, admittedly, we've only been there a couple times, but it has been amazing every time. And this is one of the places where I admit the food is good to really good. It's not the greatest food ever. We have much, much better food locations if you're strictly going for, I guess, taste. The drinks there are very solid. Nothing, no pun intended, nothing out of this world. What you're paying for at this location is the theming, in my opinion. Again, as a lover of all things space and science fiction and sci-fi, I turn your brain off when you go there no matter what age you're at. Kids are going to love it, but if you're an adult who's into that kind of stuff and space and Star Wars and Avatar and Babylon 5, Battlestar Galactica, if you're just into space or keeping it with Disney, the black hole. But anyway, turn your brain off just for a little bit. Just turn your brain off. You really do feel like you're going up in orbit. Actually, you're connected, right? In the space station. I don't know, everyone. It's amazing. I love it. I love the theming. And yeah, I think it's a huge winner. Anything else to say about it? Well, I just rambled on and really said nothing.
Brandon talked a lot about the theme. So Space 220 is like Yak Yeti, a third-party operated restaurant. So it may or may not have,
I didn't know that.
May or may not have the same protocols. They're not going to have an allergy menu. They do mark on their menu things that are gluten-free, things that are dairy-free, and things, I believe, that are vegetarian and vegan. But you can talk to a manager, which we have done when we have gone there. And we found them to be really helpful in terms of modifications and options. I will say this is the place that I see a lot online, in forums, in groups, that people will ask, is the food good? Is it not good? And that consistently people are like, I was really blown away by the options that I got. So I think there's a lot of solid options that you can have, plus the amazing theming that Brandon loves. And
I do.
It is hard to get into, so definitely keep an eye, make that reservation. It's at the 60-day mark if you need to. But if you like all things space, you can definitely get safe options there, which is the most important.
Yeah, and also, can't believe I'm saying this, but go to the bathrooms there, because even the bathrooms have some sounds in them, like you're kind of like a space sound. But anyway, Space 220, it is on my top 10 list. Again, food is solid. I'll just leave it at that. Food is solid, but the theming, I'd recommend it strictly for the theming, and I would definitely say it's an absolute must-do if you're into anything space-related.
So, I guess, keeping on the space out of this world theme, I'm going to take us to Hollywood Studios, to a place that has long been on our list.
I know what you're about to say, and it's not on my list, and I don't know why.
One of our favorites. We love the reasonable price points. We have always found the food to be very good. I know that this place can be a little divisive, but for us, Sci-Fi Dine-In at Hollywood Studios is really truly out of this world.
It is amazing. I'll let Sarah take over. It's her. I made up my list, everyone. Sarah sits back and ponders like an old philosopher from the days of yore. I make a very rapid list and forget almost everywhere. Sci-Fi Dine-In should absolutely be in my top 10. I said I had a 9. That's going in at 10 right now. It's amazing. Just take it away. I love it. And it makes me... Does everyone remember the old video game? It came from the desert.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I guess you could be in the desert at a Sci-Fi Dine-In location. So this is a very heavily themed restaurant. It's been there either at opening of Hollywood Studios or close to the opening when the park first opened. It is themed after an old drive-in. It shows lots of film clips of sort of classic, I don't know, B flicks.
What we would consider today to be B movies, maybe.
Yeah, kind of old, like sci-fi, kind of horror kind of things, but also a lot of retro stuff too, which is fun. A lot of space inspired things. So it has that. You get to sit in vintage cars or in what we call the flying saucers, which are like booths in the back. But it has kind of this great theme, but the food is all really inspired by that.
And really good.
And really good.
Really good food.
So it is burgers, it is sandwiches. There are some entree options there too, but it kind of has that drive-in kind of vibe. And we always think that the options are really delicious. I love there is a gluten-free, dairy-free chicken salad wrap right now that is phenomenal. I get it every time.
I knew you were going to say.
I always want to try something else and then I have to get that. But what we really love at Sci-Fi Dine-In is the French fries, some of the best on Disney property.
Possibly. Oh, no. Tied for the best. They're tied for the best.
I know. They're so good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's not on my list, so I'm just going to say it. Tied for the best fries are from Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Oh, okay.
Those are my other favorite fries. Again, if that's on your list, I'm sorry. Is it? Oh, go. Okay.
No.
Oh, good. Okay, so none of us are going to bring up Yachtsman Steakhouse, even though it's delicious. We recommend it. But the fries there are completely different. But these are steak fries here at Sci-Fi Dine-In.
Yeah, they're so good.
They're so good. They're luxurious. They're majestic. These fries are ultra luxury.
Oh boy. So. Well, if you want to know more all things potato, because we are a hashtag potato holders, hashtag potatoes for life, we do have an entire video ranking our favorite potatoes at Disney. So definitely check that out.
We did, yeah. We need to update that video.
We do. But in addition to that, they also do gluten-free, dairy-free milkshakes and sundaes. So there's just a lot going on at Sci-Fi. And again, the price point is more reasonable for Disney. So it's a place that we really like and really enjoy. So if you think it's something that is something your family would like, you should go there. It's fun. We love the food. And again, very gluten-free and allergy-friendly.
Yeah, their milkshakes bring all the guests to the yard, and they're like, it's better than, anyway. So yeah, Sci-Fi Dine-In, high recommend. High recommend. Just awesome theming there, love it.
So where on your list did you not remember that you included?
I don't know, everyone. This top 10 is very fluid. Let's go to, you know what, everyone, you're waiting for this. You knew I was probably going to say Jiko is my number one choice. It's not anymore, so I'm just going to throw Jiko in right here. Oh, I'm doing it. Yeah, Jiko's not my number one. If you followed us for a while, Jiko has always been my favorite restaurant on Disney property for years and years and years. Not my least favorite anymore. It's just not number one. We very recently, now you know what? I'll just say this very quickly. We recently did go there for my birthday. Did not have the best experience. If you're a patron, we live did it and everything. Like you saw photos and we were explaining what was happening as it was happening. But it was not a good experience at Jiko from almost beginning to end. However, what was great about Jiko still that night was still the food was delicious. Jiko has, probably does still have the best filet on property, the second best mac and cheese on property. Just an amazing location. Theming's amazing, but we've had too many poor service experiences there now where for me, I'll let Sarah talk after this, but it's knocked it down on my list to, I don't know where it would be in an actual top 10, but it is not number one anymore. So that's why I'm just throwing it in here. Still a recommended location. It should be in your top 10 dues if something you want, but we have recently had a few times of poor service and I'll just leave it at that.
So I would say Jiko is a place that I have always loved. It has not been my top number one place at Disney, but it does rank really high if you like signature dining. So if you're looking for a date night or celebrating something special, or an adults only night out while the kids are with the grandparents, or however you want to do it. I think Jiko can be a great option. There are a lot of delicious items, a lot of gluten-free and allergy-friendly items on there. Things that you might go, I don't know if I want to try that, but is really delicious. So many interesting flavors. They also have amazing South African wines there. The largest collection, I believe, in the United States, or at least outside of South Africa. So phenomenal. We always get wine there. So I think it's still a very solid option. It wouldn't be, again, my number one choice regardless, but
Yeah.
I think it is a very solid option and one of our top signature dining locations,
Yep.
if that's something you're looking for.
Yeah, it still is. Now, follow us along this year. If and when we go back, if there's a third bad experience there, we're going to have a talk, Disney. But still amazing food. Boar's Head is one of the best appetizers on property.
The wild boar tenderloin.
The wild boar tenderloin. Boar's Head. That's the type of meat you get at
meat.
Publix. Yeah, it's not deli meat, everyone. I'm sorry. The wild boar tenderloin is still one of the best, if not the best appetizers on property. So food is amazing. Again, we won't rehash it. We didn't vlog it that night, but we did kind of live post to our Patreon, and it was a weird experience. We'll leave it at that, and we're going to move on. Sarah, what's next?
Okay, well, I'm going to highlight my #1 signature restaurant, which is, I think, still one of Brandon's tops, but not his favorite, which is Topolino's Terrace.
Yeah, it'd be #2. Yep.
Disney's Riviera Resort. Yep. It is such a great vibe there. I don't know, we always say we feel like we're on a Disney cruise ship when we're at Topolino's, which I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the design, the decor.
Feels it, yeah.
Just feels Disney
Still
Cruise Line
does to
vibes.
this day. Yep.
I don't know why. But we love the food there. I still think it's the best filet on property, even though Brandon is still very upset that they changed the filet from when they first opened.
It's a crime.
But great food and beverage. I think the drinks are phenomenal. Something different.
Gosh, yeah.
Not something you would get at every single standard bar menu. So I really love that. Amazing bread service with really high quality extra virgin olive oil.
The best.
The food is just delicious, and you can't go wrong with the spectacular views from the terrace. And if you time it right, again, you could see fireworks from there, which would be really nice.
Yeah, I don't have anything too much to add. Also, I'll talk for maybe a minute or so. Everything she said is dead on. The food is delicious. The filet to this day is still incredible. But Disney, if any chefs from Disney, especially Topolino's Terrace, are watching this, or management, when you first opened, you had the best filet on property. Why did you get rid of it? It was those 2 strips with the perfect salt on top. I don't know what you're thinking.
It's still pretty delicious.
It is still delicious, though. They just got rid of this amazing... Wait, we're not talking about what they got rid of. Bread service there is incredible. Some of the best drinks on property. The filet is incredible. The views are, I don't want to say second to none, but at least third or fourth to none. Service there has always been great. Some of the best chefs we've ever dealt with. Huge shout out to Chef Kimmy, who I don't believe is there anymore, but she was incredible.
Yeah, and I would say
anyway.
Maybe that's one thing Brandon was talking about, some of the menus changing. It is a very seasonal menu, so do know that going in. They do change by season, so you may see some variation there, which is another reason to go, try things out. But also,
we keep going.
We didn't mention, it is one of the best breakfast places on property too, because it has an awesome character breakfast.
Yeah, why are we focusing only on dinner right now? Yeah, Topolino's Terrace, same exact restaurant, one of the best breakfasts you're going to get on property. It's a character dining.
It's so cute.
The characters are all wearing like artistic kind of stuff. Great breakfast, great character dining.
Yeah, super fun. So if dinner is not the thing that you're looking for, Topolino's Terrace, I would still recommend. Especially if you have kiddos for a character breakfast. It's super fun. Great vibe. And the food is very good too.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Good choice. Good choice. Still in my top 10. Top 5, actually. All right, so I guess I'm up. All right, we're going to go, everyone. Sarah already eyeballed my list when we first started and laughed at something, and I still don't know what the name of this place is. We're going to go back. Why we're going back to Epcot? Why aren't we going back to Epcot? I don't know the name of the place. It used to be something, now it's something else. I have on my list Epcot Cafe Thing. I literally called it Epcot Cafe Thing. It's that new location.
Is it Connections Eatery?
It's Connections Eatery. It's Connections Eatery, everyone. So yeah, Connections Eatery, we've gone multiple times now, ever since it, I don't want to say reopened, ever since it was existed, and it has been great every single time with some just delicious food at, I think, affordable prices. Yeah,
it's a very solid quick service.
Yep,
it wouldn't be in my top list, but I think it is a great solid bet, especially if you're looking for burgers, fries, chicken tenders. There's a lot of kind of your standard theme park fare, but it also is a little bit more elevated. Like they have kind of a French-inspired burger that has brie on it, so if you can have dairy, that's a good option, like caramelized onions. So there's a little bit more flexibility there, and it's always a nice solid option. We've had great luck. The gluten-free options are great, and of course the chefs there have always been really helpful figuring out options too.
Yeah, chefs have been amazing. Like Sarah said, food is great. All I know is, obviously I don't even know the name of the place. I do now, and I'll probably forget it. But I've enjoyed every single time we've gone in and gotten our food and sat down. Also, ample seating typically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's tons of seating in there.
Good air conditioning.
Good air conditioning, and again, so I don't know. Put it in my top 10 2025 must do, and I don't have much to say about it. So
oh boy.
maybe I should have knocked it out for Sebastian's Bistro.
Oh, maybe. They do have a gluten-free and dairy-free mango shake there that is not marked as
Oh, yeah.
such, but if you double check, it should be. It usually is.
So good.
It has been since day one, and that is always a lovely dessert, and I usually get that when we go there. So very tasty.
So Connections Eatery is what it's called. Connections Eatery at Epcot probably should have been in my honorable mention, but I already have it in my top 10 to do. Anyway, I'm keeping it. It's good. It's quick service, good seating, good air conditioning, and it's on my list. Sarah, let's just go back to you really quick.
Okay, well,
I have not much to say about it.
I'm going to go to Resort. This is a place we actually just went to recently. We didn't film it, but it is a place we go to on the regular.
I know what you're at.
When we want something that's affordable, that we want something that's good.
Just say it.
It is Steakhouse 71 at Disney's Contemporary Resort, both for breakfast and for lunch. Dinner is also really great and has steakhouse vibes, but really the breakfast and the lunch are where you want to go.
I took a big breath in because I'm like, am I about to agree with you on breakfast being better than dinner at this location?
The breakfast and lunch
I think
are so
you're
much
right.
better.
Yeah, but I think lunch is the best. Go ahead.
Lunch
you're right.
is the best.
You're right. Yeah.
Again, great gluten-free, dairy-free, and allergy-friendly options. The lunch has a stack burger that is by far the best burger on Disney property.
It is. It is.
And it can be made dairy-free. You just got to swap the cheese. The follow your heart cheese that they use there gets so melty. I don't know how they do it. It is voodoo. And even there's an off-menu plant-based version that we also really love of the stack burger.
Yeah, we were just there the other day, and absolutely delicious, amazing. It used to be called the Wave of American Flavors, if you remember that.
The menu's different.
The menu's completely different now. The theming's different. They did a really good job on the theming. And it is really, really good. Probably not in my top 10, but 11 or something. And Sarah's right not for once, that sounds terrible, but for breakfast, I mean, for once, I'm agreeing. Because if you follow the channel, I know something else I need to add to the list. Anyway, you saw that in real time, everyone, but usually I'm not a breakfast guy or breakfast person.
You're never a breakfast person.
Yeah, rarely. And I haven't been to Steakhouse 71 that much for breakfast, but I have been, Sarah's drugged me a couple times. But I'm always thankful when she does, because it's always really good. But breakfast and lunch at Steakhouse 71. Dinner's still really good. Dinner is really good. But breakfast and lunch at Steakhouse 71 are highly recommended.
Yeah, and I go to breakfast probably a lot more than Brandon on the regular there, and I love the food, and lunch is great. Like we said, that stack burger is phenomenal, whether you get the regular one or the vegan version. We actually switch those a lot. We'll flip-flop. One time we'll get the vegan, one time we'll get the meat-based one. But even right now, they have an awesome gluten-free, dairy-free dessert that's like a banana cream pie. It's really good. Yeah. So there's always good options there, and it's solid. And I feel like such a solid place for us has to be on a list. If we go there all the time, we have to recommend it.
Yeah, and absolutely delicious. Moving on. My turn. All right, everyone, you saw in real time, so I don't forget. I didn't write this down. I know for a fact, I'm not looking at Sarah's list over there, but I know for a fact I'm about to steal one of hers. We're going to stick with breakfast.
Oh, no, I know where you're going to go.
Is it on your list?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go to 1900 Park. It's either at Park Street.
Park Fair.
Park Fair. We're going 1900 Park Fair at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Don't forget the and spa. If you don't say and spa, you're not a true Disney fan. I'm kidding, that's a joke. But no, 1900 Park Fair, completely and utterly in every literal way almost, blew me away. I was almost blown away, like out the back. Delicious, amazing chefs in general. But absolutely, it might be the best breakfast on property.
Yeah, and it didn't make our 2023 list because it wasn't open.
It wasn't open.
It hadn't been open in several years. It closed down during the pandemic, and it hadn't reopened, and it just reopened this last year. And so we have had the chance to go there I've been there for breakfast and dinner, and I think breakfast is the way to go. Dinner is also really good, but breakfast by far is amazing. And if you are looking for a character meal, you can't go wrong with this. It's so fun.
Yep.
I love kind of the wishing options. You can grant your own little wish and do all that fun stuff. And then it is a buffet. So just know that if you have a special diet, if you have celiac disease or cross-contamination with a food allergy or something else is not going to be an option, they can bring that food for you back from the kitchen so that you don't have to worry about cross-contamination, which I really like. We talked to Chef Mark on our visit there, and he was amazing. He made us so much stuff.
He is
all the potatoes.
Everyone, I've been hey, go back and watch our videos. This is a video you really should go back and watch.
Yeah, it was such a
It's
fun
a good
experience.
video, and it was a great experience. And if we had no one watch that video and it was strictly made for us, it's special because it was just such a good video because it was a good time.
Yeah, and you also, I think it's the place you keep saying the most that you want to go back to.
I want to go back to for breakfast. We're going to go back for breakfast probably. I'll make sure we go in the next month or two. I'll get up. It's hard for me to get up. Even breakfast at 11:30 a.m. is a little too early, everyone. But no, 1900 Park Fair, it's incredible. It wasn't on our last list because, like Sarah said, it wasn't open. I'd never been there. You had been there before,
I had been
correct?
there. Yep, a bunch of times.
Yeah, I had never been there, and I am so beyond thankful that I've gone now, and it is the highest of high recommends, #1 breakfast on Disney property, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I guess it's your turn.
Okay.
I just stole it from you.
Well, with that, I guess I'll stick with the breakfast theme. My #1 place on Disney property for breakfast is a classic. It is a place I have been going to for many, many years.
Go ahead.
It is at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, and it is Boma, Flavors of Africa.
Really good.
And they do breakfast and dinner, but if you love breakfast, oh my Mickey, you need to go to Boma. First of all, the tots for days, you want them. They're the thing you need. They're so good. But like 1900 Park Fair, it is a buffet style breakfast and dinner that's sort of African inspired. So I think it's really approachable. I think the food is super delicious there. And I love that they can get you items from the kitchen directly. There's lots of great grilled things, grilled tomatoes, grilled asparagus, African stuff like chakalaka, which is like a tomato stew. And there's just so many different things that you can get that are also really gluten-free and allergy-friendly. And when you've been going to some place for like 20 years and it's still amazing, that's how you know it's a solid bet.
And you might run into a lot of celebrities there, such as
Neil
Patrick Harris and probably a couple others. Anyway, Boma's not on my list, but Sarah has drugged me along a couple times. And I'm thankful she has every time because everything she said is absolutely dead on. The tots there are incredible. Little, what do they actually call them? Potato barrels or something potato barrels. Does everyone remember Donkey Kong throwing barrels at Mario?
If only it was potato barrels.
If only it was potato barrels. So Mario would have never saved Pauline.
It's true.
Yeah, not Princess Peach or Toadstool. It was Pauline and Donkey Kong. Does everyone remember Donkey Kong? No, great choice. I'm glad we both said a breakfast then. That's awesome.
And I think it's just such a solid bet. So highest of high recommends. I would definitely do Boma if that is something that is on your list.
Yep.
So I guess it's back to you.
Yeah, back to me. All right. Everyone, I'm eyeing down here. All right. I'm going to do that one. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. We're going to do another signature dining location, and we are going to stick with, we just went to Animal Kingdom Lodge.
We've been all over.
We've been all over. We are going to leave Animal Kingdom Lodge and go back to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and we are going to Citricos, which is absolutely incredible. I say recently, it's been a few years now at this point, but rethemed it.
Yes,
it's
Mary Poppins Returns.
Yeah, Mary Poppins inspired, but it's very minimal. And it's awesome. You know what? It's awesome either way. Mary Poppins is awesome. But yeah, delicious food, amazing filet there as well. They have an amazing filet. They have amazing drinks there.
Yeah, really good drinks like Topolino's, kind of upscale.
Yeah.
Something different, not that standard bar menu.
No.
So I really like that too.
Yeah. Also, very recently, this is recent there, they've changed the appetizer Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And what is it now? It's in my head. I can see it, but what is it?
It's a pork belly.
It's a pork
belly. But
belly.
they've changed up the set for that. It is actually now gluten-free. It wasn't before.
So, yeah, before, if you've seen some of our older videos, only I could get that particular appetizer was strictly for me. Sarah would get her own, something else. But now, last time we went, we shared it, didn't we?
No, I got soup. Well, I could have had it, but maybe that is another thing, just like Topolino's. There's a little bit of seasonality to the food. They've changed up some of the different soups and things like that, and a lot of the different sides. A lot of the entrees are still the same.
Yep.
But the desserts and the appetizers have changed a bit. They now have a gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, like coconut praline tart that is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. You freaked out over that, didn't you?
It was so good.
You freaked out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been on the menu for a little bit. So again, the menu may change a lot, but there's definitely a lot of standard things on the menu that we have really enjoyed over the years. And I think it is a lovely signature location. And if you're going to do that, make sure you put in a little bit of time. Go to Enchanted Rose ahead of time. Get a couple of drinks there. They have lots of alcoholic and non-alcoholic options that are really fun. And then also Citricos is another good spot for fireworks. Yeah,
it's amazing. And also while you're there, you will be close to Victoria and Albert's, a place that most human beings will never get to go to. It is a goal of ours still one day.
Michelin star.
Yeah, Michelin star now, 5 diamond. One day we're gonna go, but you yourself can go up to the Victoria and Albert's door and just put your hand upon it and be like, one day.
But enjoy Citricos.
But enjoy Citricos and enjoy the Enchanted Rose Lounge, which is awesome. It took the place of Miser's Lounge if you haven't been there in a while. But yeah, amazing location, and shooting it back to you.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at my list. We've hit, Citricos was on the list. Okay. I have one left on my list, and then we'll do some honorable mentions.
Yeah, I got 2, so you're gonna...
I'm gonna knock yours off.
You're gonna... Good. No, do it, yeah.
For years and years, I think Maya Grill has been at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort.
It's gonna hurt. Go ahead.
Has been our #1 spot on property for great Mexican food, and it's still really good. We would still highly recommend it. But there have been some menu changes over the last year that haven't been our favorite. Please bring back the salsas.
You screwed up on the chips, Maya Grill.
Oh man,
you screwed up.
But with that being said, although Maya Grill is not at our top anymore, we do have a new Mexican restaurant that is at the top of our list that we highly recommend, which is Rosa Mexicano at Disney Swan and Dolphin Resort.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about it other than...
We're there too much?
Everyone, full disclosure.
If you want a Sarah Brandon sighting, you can find us there.
Find us at Rosa Mexicano. We're there... I like to tell people we're there almost weekly, but we're definitely there every other week at minimum. We don't vlog it all the time, of course, nothing like that. But we know a lot of people that work there now, thanks to how much we go. We'll just leave it at that. Delicious food, just incredible food. Servers there are awesome. I don't know. I always get the quesadilla. It's incredible. The guac, the tableside guacamole that they make right in front of you it's second to none. There is no second. It is the only guac you need on property almost. Don't go there and not get it. But even if you don't get it, you still get free chips and dip and everything.
Oh yeah, that is one thing to know. So
gluten-free.
Rosa Mexicano is another third-party owned restaurant. It's not run by Disney, but they have great options set in place. They do have dedicated fryers for gluten-free chips. Make sure to let them know that, because the regular chips that they serve are not made in a dedicated fryer, but they have an allergy fryer available. And so they'll get you those chips. But the chips and salsa come with your meal. You don't have to pay for them.
Nope, don't have to pay for
them.
them.
Where else do you get free stuff at Disney?
Yeah, just tell them.
Nowhere.
Just make sure you get the gluten-free ones, and we've never had issue with that. They will bring you the gluten-free ones.
Yeah, and the menu does mark gluten-free options on there, but you can talk to your server. They will also, if you need to talk to a chef, you can, about options. And we have found them to be super flexible, and most of the menu is gluten-free. They have things like gluten-free empanadas and chicken flautas and all sorts of good stuff that you might not be able to find at other places at Disney or even at your local Mexican restaurant. So I really appreciate that. And the food quality is very good. And the guacamole is
Let's go
a
tonight.
hashtag. There it is. It's so good.
We might go tonight. We're not going tonight, but I want to. So we are not, Leave a comment below. Would all of you like to see a video of stuff that used to be good and is no longer on our list?
Oh.
Would that be a negative video?
Oh,
so yeah, it's a shame, but Maya Grill is not in our top 10 anymore. I want to say this really quick in case anyone from Maya Grill watched this video.
We still love you.
We still love you.
We still go there.
We still go there. The servers, the employees there, the cast members are incredible. Everything awesome. Live music, awesome.
Oh yeah.
However, we're not talking about Maya Grill right now. We're talking
Mexicano
about Rosa Mexicano.
It's risen to the top.
Yeah, it's risen to the top. And I think the nail in the coffin, like we just said, for Maya Grill was they just changed the sauce. But Rosa Mexicano is just incredible. You almost, we feel bad because every time we go, hey, is such and such working tonight? And then we feel bad for not asking for someone else, but we try to rotate who we ask for even because there are some incredible employees there, just amazing employees there. Rosa Mexicano is the highest of high recommends. And if I could, Sarah, really quick before we move on, unless you're staying there, Swan and Dolphin have obscene prices for their parking there. It's obscene. However, ask for validation. They will not only validate your parking, they validate for valet parking. Although tip your valet people.
Only for dinner, though.
Only for dinner.
Anything after 5 o'clock. So if you were going to do breakfast.
Yes, because I want to talk about breakfast.
Breakfast is amazing at Rosa Mexicano, too. They have gluten-free, dairy-free churro waffles that you need in your life. But we don't go very often because we have to have alternative plans to get there because the parking is so expensive.
Yeah, the parking is ridiculous. Swan and Dolphin, please figure something out to validate for breakfast, and we will come. I will ensure I get out of bed for breakfast. We want to vlog breakfast there again, not just for us, but for all of you. We just don't get to go as often because, to be full disclosure, as of now, I think the parking's like a little over $40.
Yeah.
And we are not adding $40 to our bill.
No, we'd have to go park at Hollywood Studios and then
get over there. We don't want to do all that. So work something out. If anyone knows anyone that works at Swan and Dolphin and has that authority, get with them, do something for breakfast. We will go for breakfast far more often than we do now. But their dinner there is incredible, second to none for Mexican food on Disney property. The theming is really cool. I don't want to say it's the best theming ever, but it's very cool with Frida Kahlo and everything. Am I saying that right? Frida, right? Does everyone remember the movie Frida, starring Salma Hayek? But yeah, Salma Hayek and Frida. Really great location, Rosa Mexicano, top of the top, and we're there constantly. So is it, I guess, my turn. My last one that's on my list.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Is this my new #1 restaurant on Disney property?
Oh.
It might be. I don't know. I will make that determination on our next visit here. It hurts the very soul and my essence, my spirit that Jiko's not #1 anymore. But we're going to go back again to Animal Kingdom, and we're going to Tiffins.
Oh, that's a good option.
We're going to Tiffins. We just recently ate there with friends. We ate a lot of these places recently with friends, actually. But Tiffins, amazing steak again, filet. The best mac and cheese on property.
Not gluten-free.
It is not gluten-free. No. Let's just make disclosure here. It is not. If you are not gluten-free, it is the best mac and cheese on Disney property. If anyone knows a better mac and cheese, gluten-free or not, leave a comment below. You have my word. I will try it. Really quick though, we're going to say one more thing about mac and cheese, and I won't ramble on about it. But I do want to say something we did mess up the first time we got the mac and cheese.
Oh, it's a lobster mac and cheese.
It's a lobster mac and cheese. I quite literally cannot have lobster. That's why we have epinephrine injectors. The very first time we got it, because it's very expensive mac and cheese. Just know that going in. I just said, hey, can I get it without the lobster? You're still going to pay the full price. So ask for the lobster on the side for someone in your party
who can have seafood.
Who can have seafood. Don't waste that lobster, everyone. Anyway, the theming there is absolutely incredible. You can't talk enough about the theming. The last time we went, we actually ate for the very first time in a room we'd never been in. I thought there were only 2 rooms there, but it appears there's 3, right?
There's 3.
There's 3. We've been going for years.
Yeah, we'd never eaten in that room.
We've been going for years and years and years and years, and we've never eaten in the room that we went into last time with, again, our friends we ate there with. They have some of the best drinks on Disney property. And
great wine, great South African wines.
And what's the old fashioned I really like? I can't think of it right now. I don't know. It's the
Tempting Tigress.
Tempting Tigress, yeah. It's one of the best old fashions on property. Just Tiffins it might be my number one restaurant on Disney property.
It is pretty good, and I will say they're very flexible with gluten-free options. Again, this menu has changed a lot over the years, but there's always good options, gluten-free, dairy-free, and plant-based. This most recent visit, I had the most incredible kind of plant-based salad with plant-based feta on it, and it was amazing. Mm. But the food is just delicious, and also, while you are there, finish your meal, go next door, and get gluten-free churros at Nomad Lounge.
Nomad, yeah, it's
on
attached.
The way out.
It's right there.
Because it's right there.
Yep, it's right there. Nomad Lounge as an added bonus.
It is an added bonus. Yep. But food is delicious. This is a signature dining location, but I feel like, it's sort of in between on the vibe because it isn't a theme park, but the food is really good and it is pricey, but it is a great option if you're looking for something a little bit nicer in the park.
Yeah, I think everyone, you've done it. That's our list.
Our 10-ish list.
Our 10-ish list. We did more than 10. We're sorry. But we do have some honorable mentions. I have one at the tip of my tongue, but
what's that?
Le Cellier.
Oh.
Le Cellier Steakhouse at Epcot.
Okay.
It's an honorable mention strictly because of the poutine.
It's so good.
It is so good. Anything you want to say about the poutine? Obviously, Le Cellier is not on your list, even as an honorable mention, but can you talk about the poutine really quick?
Well, I would say quickly, apparently we added a lot of signature locations on our list. This is a signature restaurant in Epcot in the Canada Pavilion, and they do have a gluten-free poutine on the regular menu, but it does contain dairy, and it also has chicken stock in it, which Brandon cannot have. So double check and ask. There is an off-menu gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan poutine that you need in your life. Yep. It is so good. It is the thing. I honestly wish Le Cellier had like a burger at lunch, and you could go and get burger and poutine. Yep. That would be my dream.
Yeah,
it would
absolutely.
Be so good.
And really quick, I would be remiss not to mention at Le Cellier, work on your seating. Oh. We say it in every video.
It's so cozy.
It's tight there, everyone. You may as well make friends with your neighbors. I'll say that.
Which we have.
And we have. We get, anytime we do a video on Le Cellier, or even just a blog post or a Facebook post or something, hundreds of people, seating. The seating's not that good, but it's a great restaurant and great poutine. But Sarah has a list down here.
I do. I have 3 things that we haven't, 4 things that we did not talk about. So I'm going to quickly say them and why we like them. Yeah, lightning round. Okay, so my honorable mentions. Number 1, another new restaurant that opened at Disney World this last year.
I know what you're going to say.
Which is at Disney Springs. It is not owned by Disney, but they have great gluten-free options and great protocols in place, and that is Summer House on the Lake.
Yeah.
The creamy dream puffs, which do contain dairy.
Those are good.
We were obsessed with. We've gotten them every time I think we go there. They do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The breakfast is very solid. So if you're a breakfast person like I am, it's a great brunchy spot. But we really like the lunch, and they have so many gluten-free options there. Yeah. And they now have a gluten-free, dairy-free cookie on their cookie bar, which they did not have that before. They just introduced it like a couple months ago, and it is so good. 10 out of 10 recommend. I love that they have that as an option, and I think I like this place better than Brandon, but the gluten-free options are vast on the menu.
Yeah, it's funny Sarah said that, because I'd like to explain. Sarah loves, what's it called? Summer House on the Lake. I don't know. Mama Joy loves Summer House on the Lake. My sister, who you've never seen, but she's been in a few videos on the side, loves Summer House on the Lake. Sarah's friends love Summer House on the Lake. Some of my friends from work love Summer House on the Lake.
You like it.
I like it. It's the weird, we've laughed out loud about it, because like,
also
I know how,
you're like, no,
I just don't want to go. It's just a restaurant. I'd rather, I don't know. I'd rather Sarah go there, maybe meet Mama Joy or Papa Randy or my sister or her friends, and maybe I can go to McDonald's or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just,
you don't love it, you don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, you don't really
I just don't care. I just don't care about Summer House on the Lake.
But I think if you're gluten-free, it's a fantastic option. And I think the food is really good.
Yeah, no, and because we love each other, we support each other.
Okay.
So.
Well, we will continue. Speaking of you supporting me, this is a place you used to love, but you can't eat it anymore. And
go ahead.
You throw me a bone, and we'll go there every once in a while.
Are you gonna say something that might be like on
Columbia Harbour House.
Yeah.
Makes Brandon sad. They have the best gluten-free, allergy-friendly chicken tenders there. Yes, you can get them at a ton of different places.
Doesn't compete with them.
They just do frying really well at that location. I don't know. There's something about them at that specific spot. So if you're in the Magic Kingdom and you're looking for a quick service meal and you're craving chicken tendies, you got to go to Columbia Harbour House. It is my must recommend if you're getting chicken tenders. And
it's right there by Haunted Mansion and Memento Mori.
The second floor is great to people watch.
Yep, and you have the tangled bathrooms right around the corner. It's just a prime location. Go up to that second floor and that overpass thing maybe and look down. It's just an amazing. The whole restaurant's great. I can't really eat there anymore, sadly, as of 6-7 years ago at this point. But prior to all those diagnoses, before Sarah and I even met each other, I would go there on my own. Yes, everyone, I went to Disney World by myself quite often. But it was great. And yes, from my memory, the best gluten-free chicken tenders on property.
Yeah, so
just
good.
Amazing.
So I also mentioned another one that's in the Magic Kingdom that's a top for me is a table service restaurant. It's Skipper Canteen over in Adventureland. I know. So many good options. So much naturally, almost everything on the menu is gluten-free. A lot of it is also dairy-free as well. If you like kind of that Asian-inspired food, I love it. They've had fried rice on the menu that's been great. Their gluten-free fried chicken is gluten-free and dairy-free, and that is amazing. Plus, the theme is second to none. How are you going to do any better than the Jungle Cruise in a restaurant?
Yeah, and the cast members there, the skippers, they still bring the cast member theming over where they might joke with you a little bit.
Jungle Cruise vibes everywhere.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise.
Corny jokes everywhere.
Cruise vibes throughout Skipper Canteen. I think that's a great choice.
Yeah, it's so good. There's so many great options there. So if you're looking for a good taste, and also a place that often has reservations open.
Yep.
So if you're looking for some place that you think it's going to be difficult to get into,
choice.
It's a great last minute spot.
Absolutely.
And then my very last one, which might also be controversial to Brandon, because he doesn't love it as much as I do, is Toledo at Coronado Springs Resort. It is a table service restaurant.
Beautiful.
Beautiful theming, Spanish inspired, very naturally gluten-free friendly, very naturally dairy-free friendly, and some of my favorite dishes have been out of there. My favorite dessert on property right now, which is a chocolate tart that's gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan.
Sarah almost fell out of her chair. She almost fell out of her chair. I think you did an emergency reel or whatever these things are called about it, right? And everything. You almost fell out of your chair. It was so funny.
And it has one of your favorite appetizers, which is the Spaniard for two charcuterie plate.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that.
You know, it's one of the best. Should we do a top 10 charcuterie plate? I don't know. But it is one of the best charcuterie board plates, whatever, on property. So I do concur.
Yeah, and a top floor restaurant. So again, you're getting great views. Dahlia Lounge is next door, so it's a good place to get drinks before or after and get
Mama Joy knows that.
Really lovely views.
Yep.
But I think it's another solid bet and a great option.
Yep. Can I throw something
Oh, and it's Michelin Guide recommended.
Michelin Guide recommended.
Yeah.
Not quite a star, but a guide. Can I throw something in here that's a gimme?
Okay, sure.
Can we go really quickly? I want to say two things. And one's not a gimme, one is a gimme.
I feel like Sam Eagle. You got a minute?
Okay, let's wrap it up. I want to go back to Disney Springs because that wasn't on my list at all. Why isn't Boathouse on our list? Because it's not on any of our lists, yet it
has been on our list before.
Has Boathouse been going downhill a little?
I
think we owe it to the viewers to explain why it's not.
I think there are more options now that we really enjoy. And it's hard because there's so many great restaurants at Disney that sometimes things ebb and flow.
Yeah,
sometimes you get in a phase where you really love these things or you think the menu's really good and menus change. And I think for me, Disney Springs is so busy and the Boathouse is so popular now. That's one reason it kind of goes down on my list.
That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. You worded it better than I could. It might be still recommended, but not even in our honorable mentions because it is so. The food is really good still, but Sarah's right. I'm glad she verbalized what I was trying to say, which is why I brought it up. But it's been on our list for years and years. But why isn't it this time? And it's so incredibly jammed there. Anyway, I do want my gimme now, and then we were going to conclude the video, I guess. I want to stay at Disney Springs.
Okay.
And I want to go to Hangar Bar. Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar.
Okay.
That's my gimme, everyone, of the video.
I don't think the food is...
Food is average.
It's the theme.
It's the theme. If you love just theme in
I don't even
general...
think the drinks are that amazing there. Sorry.
Okay.
We can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree. I love you.
I love you too.
But
I don't love Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar for the food.
It is Indiana Jones theme though. And
yeah, the theme is incredible.
Yeah, the theme is incredible. The snake bite sliders are really good. That's what I typically get there.
I don't even know if those are on the menu anymore.
Everyone, this ending of this video is a disaster. Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar for the theme alone then.
Okay.
Especially at Christmas time.
Okay.
And if you like Indiana Jones.
There we go. Yeah. Go to the holiday Hangar Bar. You can't go
Even
wrong.
better than regular Hangar
Yeah,
Bar.
it's pretty awesome.
Anyway, any last minute stuff. That's it. That's my gimme, everyone.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we covered a ton of places that we love. It's hard to boil down a list of 10 places when there are so many incredible options at Disney. So I hope this gave you some ideas. If you have places that you love, put them in the comments. Let us know.
Let other people see them too.
And if you also have a spot that we said that you're like, no, I do not love that place, let us know that
Let us
too.
know. I'd like to hear that.
I think it's always nice to hear other people's feedback, especially because
It's
food
important.
is really subjective.
Yeah.
I have different tastes than Brandon and that other people have. So it's always good to hear what other people like and what they recommend too.
Yeah, I concur with everything Sarah just said. But yeah, we do want to hear back from you, whether you agree with everything we said, disagree with every single one of our choices. You might have a completely different list that we didn't even touch upon. Leave your list below. Leave a list. Hopefully we'll see many lists below in the comment section. But I think that's about it, correct?
Yeah, I think that's it. I hope that this helps you in your 2025 planning.
We'll do a new one next year.
And we'll do a new one next year, but look for other lists. What lists do you want to see us do?
Yep.
We have some that we did this last year. We'll do some new ones. And stay tuned for some of our dining reviews.
Yep. So thank you to our patrons on Patreon. You guys know you're amazing. In the past year, got to meet many of you and go out to eat. And the Jiko thing I brought up, I was actually live posting it to the Patreon with photos and everything. So follow us there if you want or join us. Thank you to our potato holders. All of you are incredible. Links to our Patreon, our potato holders are below. And our subscribers, which again, thank you. Thank you to every one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, just hit the button. Just hit it. It doesn't hurt. Hit the bell and all that good stuff. But other than that, you can follow us. We do have a website. We have a Facebook. Is it a page or a group?
It's a page.
It's a page. We have a Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram and Threads and Blue Sky and everything else.
All the places.
All the places, everyone. And if I forgot anything, we're probably there too. I think that's it.
You definitely went over your Kermit. You got a minute
and a half. Okay, I'm out of here, everyone. Exit stage right. Usually.
So with that.
Anyway, let's
we'll
go.
see you
Let's
soon.
go. Bye.
Bye.